Oh.
Y'all are going to jail! Period!
I just...
Oh, so you are the child that Odd has sent for me to give you the information you need. It's nice to finally meet you, man.
Yeah, I've kind of seen this sort of thing coming, so what is it you really want me to know about in the future?
Child, we have much to discuss. As you know, the storm has been going on quite a bit after the waves of comments and voices have swished around in the sea. Well, my child, those waves are about to become a hurricane of not just comments, but something that will swallow you into something you never could imagine to look like. The beta waves foretold the future after the beta meteor hit the sea last year in September 2022. And as of this point in this world, there's nothing much that we can do about preventing it. But there is ways this could be stopped after it occurs, but it's only up for the future to decide. Things will look different, though. But know the aftermath is about to be the biggest it's ever been in years. I'm sure you're aware of what that might be, yes?
Yes, I am. I despise the shit that's about to come our way on Tuesday, but is there a way to outrun it long enough to not affect us?
There is a small possibility, but please be careful. Change on you will come for you at the stroke of 2:22 a.m. past midnight, so please be careful. As for how the world will be after this catastrophe, well, you're about to see circumstances bigger than you could ever imagine building up at the seams. Good luck, Moon. I bid you farewell.
I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble, aren't I? Go, Buttercup! Run! Hello everybody, my name is Moon, and welcome back to my channel. Now we're on to the final part of this mid-season finale, and hopefully by the time I'm writing this, it should only be a week after May's video. Unless my ass got whooped again with editing and this shit took fucking forever. We're now covering the shit that's happened in June, and this was a big ass doozy. This month is the Rainbow Pride Festival. However, the shit that's been happening in terms of SSO's future and outside of the game has mainly taken the stage for this month. And you'll see why in the first 2 weeks to get an understanding on what the hell mainly happened with this. I'll also be going over how stuff will be going forward, especially after a very particular update most of us has dreaded going into this month. But to give an idea on how I feel right now, this was a shit show, y'all. Before I start, I want to preface to please, if you haven't already done so, please go watch part 1, which was May's roadmap review video, because a lot of the info we're going to talk about is in reference to what's happened in May. So if you want to make sure you get a better understanding on what's been going on so far, check that out. And as always, if you want to support me further, head on over to my Ko-Fi. I post behind the scenes stuff, and I'm having some stuff coming on there really soon. Unless if I finally get this up by the end of this video, but who knows at this point. So if you want to continue to support me further, especially for when it comes to videos and other stuff, check out my Ko-Fi. And a huge thank you to all of my supporters that have supported me this far on my videos and so far. So thank you. So without further ado, let's get on to the prologue. We last left off where the community just experienced one of the biggest historical moments in SSO history, the new UI and horse progression update. And oh boy, did this shit not go well. However, as the storm kept going on, a damn hurricane started forming, and as June comes in with the Rainbow Pride Festival, the dread new updated characters was coming up in a few weeks, and people were either ready, feeling like this shit ain't gonna go well, or just don't know anymore. With already decisions to make horseshit candles, get rid of beloved books and comics, and so much more, SSO's future was uncertain on what's to come. Normally this is where I say let's start off with the first 2 weeks of this month. But to be frank with y'all, the Rainbow Pride Festival this year was honestly a copy-paste from last year, with really the main things that happened was like a new race, a lot of bugs, rainbow gold mining, and everyone really focusing on the updated characters.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things.
So for just June only, I'm gonna first talk about the stuff that happened in the Rainbow Pride Festival, then talk about character stuff, and then I'll talk about any extra stuff that happened in June in-game wise. But other than that, this is the only time where my normal order goes out of order. I'm just saying this shit was way too messy. We're gonna be diving into a lot of info and research and some other shit. So with that being said, let's start off with the Rainbow Pride Festival. Honestly, y'all, this festival, as of right now, probably got the short end of the stick in the event department. I'm telling y'all right now, 90% of the effort in this event went into the magical horses, the new clothing sets, and the one new race that came into this event this year. Maybe 5% into like newish mechanics, but the other 5% was the rest of this event. With the way this event played out, honestly, it felt like it was an afterthought where deadass one of the devs was like,
oh shit, we gotta do the Pride Month Rainbow Pride Festival shit.
And then this was the result. So in terms of anything new with this event, in terms of new, there's not really much. And you're probably wondering, well, the event quest this year should be different. Oh, bitch! You thought wrong. I kid y'all not. 98% of the dialogue in this event story quest is the fucking same. The 2% was literally with the fucking race when it came in. I'm not kidding. First, we're gonna talk about the event quest, even though it's probably recycled as fuck, just to, you know, see the difference. You know, there could be a difference. And then the stuff outside of the event quest, then the new horses, and then review the new clothing sets and review the whole damn event as a whole. So first off, to make this probably one of the shortest recaps of event quests I've ever recapped, let's dive into this quest that also looks like shit with the new UI. And since this was a pain in the ass, it doesn't even deserve the Arthur flashback transition either. It's just getting a damn cue card.
Bust down, Tatiana.
You randomly find Pico again. You take him back to this bitch Micah and go to the Cloud Kingdom and oh no! The clothes are gone! So what do you gotta do to get them back? Help a depressed Cloud.
Let me do it for you.
Find all the shit Micah lost probably when she was drunk as fuck with an upgrade, kinda shitty metal detector frog, read Micah's copy-pasted gossip journal, collect gold horseshoes for the remainder of the budget for this event, play rip-off Mario Kart, and unfreeze Kaja's icicle she dropped when playing her Lindsey Sterling rip-off concert. And bippity boppity boo, you got the color back. See ya next week! Alright, week 2. You walk all the way to the Cloud Kingdom, and oh, won't you look at that! All the damn color from the bridges are gone faster than the shit smell from SSO Candles.
Emotional damage!
And what do you gotta do this time, guys?
Do the exact same shit again.
Except fuck up the DJ's computer. Ooh, the DJ came back this time. She actually didn't go leave for the milk.
Damn!
This time, Kaja throws a tantrum because he put on a generic Lisa song.
So tell me why I come into my home with my family and I find out that they bring in this fake ass Bertha bitch? See, I'm not trying to fight you. I'm just asking for you to leave right now.
Bitch, I hope the fuck you do. You'll be a dead son of a bitch, I tell you that.
So now she wants you to chase her while she embodies her inner Elsa, and she really lets it go.
Game over, Bertha. Touch me.
After that, she's not mad anymore. So you get the stone and oh no, you can't find the final one. Oh, I found it. Oh my god. The copy-paste Nick Stoneguard dialogue has it!
Oh my god. Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
And now we're gonna conspire about an ice witch that we already have proven in a race a minute ago, since we did our copy-pasted conspiracy theory now, and we gotta fade out again for the next time they copy-paste this event again. And that's the story! This is how much pain this event quest cost me. My voice is even cracking, oh my god.
Bust down, Tatiana, I wanna see you bust down.
Y'all, this was probably the most sorriest event quest I have ever read in my 11 years of SSO almost. Like, they deadass just copy-pasted practically everything in the Cloud Kingdom and only made a slight change of dialogue with Kaja and probably when you find Pico. The only pros about this was having a cute Pico help me find the items easier without a video guide. I didn't really have to pull out a video guide this time around, so surprisingly, I don't know if it's just because of muscle memory or for the fact that Pico fucking found shit, but he was also kind of shitty because he doesn't really give you like the exact pinpoint. You have to fucking run around and guess until you're close enough. And then the other pro is honestly the race. The race was fun and it basically took the ice thing from the penguin race, but made it a little harder with the paths and like some of the shit, but besides the simple bits, it was fun to do. Not a fan of the music, to be honest. I know people like the song in this, but I'm just not really a fan of it.
FBI, open up!
As for the cons of this event story quest, do I really need to go over them? Okay, I'll go over them. It's all fucking recycled. So by doing that, literally it's doing almost the exact same dailies. And also this is just so fucking lazy. To be fair, I went hoping they do more for this event and to at least do more in the Pride Month spirit, but most of it was copy pasted. The fact that they only changed the dialogue when you bring Pico back and the dialogue was added with Kaja seeing you change her shit was honestly the only new part story-wise for this whole entire event quest. It's just sad. Y'all told me you were so lazy on the content for this event that you just wanted to put no effort into it? Shame on you, just shame on you, my god. I think y'all are already gonna guess what score this event quest got. And if it wasn't obvious, this event quest is getting probably the lowest score I've ever given for an event quest. And it's getting a 0.5 out of 10.
Know your fucking place, trash.
It doesn't even deserve a 1 out of 10, because this was so low effort that the only new thing from this was the race and getting to wear Pico on my head. This is just a disgrace to event quests. Jesus Christ. Okay, now the sorry ass event quest is out of the way, let's talk about the token shop and the non-event quest stuff to do and etc. Compared to the other years this festival has been in this game, this time they actually have a token shop, and it uses star tokens. This time, you only need 100 tokens if you already got the dog and old hats from last year. Simple, right? Hell nah. The rate at getting tokens for this is so slow, and the reason is because this shit takes fucking forever to get. The first week alone, you could only get 7 tokens per day, and then when the ice race came in week 2, this shit only went up by 9 tokens per day. My guess is if they had added tokens to more of the event quests that weren't dailies, people would have probably finished it in a week. But at the same time, this was just another if you come in during week 3, you're not gonna get everything type of event. So to get tokens, do the daily, help the depressed cloud, do the rainbow race, do Kaja's race, and finally do the only somewhat good activity in this event, which is the classic John's rainbow gold mining. For those of you who don't know, this was a classic SSO activity back when they did St. Patrick's Day, and they brought it back to its original glory this time instead of that shitty turn in this gold and get some shitty food in return like last year. Basically, it gets as much gold as you can before the rainbow leads to the next area and without fucking up the timing. If you fucking misclick, that's all the gold you're gonna get. But that's not the main thing to worry about. The main thing you gotta worry about is the RNG. Besides exchanging 25 gold for the tokens, you can send in 60 gold to get a random piece of clothing from the second new free clothing set, which compared to the token one, I think I like the one from the rainbow better. I'll go more into the detail about the outfits later, but just overall, I just think I like the one from the rainbow better. This took fucking forever, and the RNG was very merciful for me on getting most of the set, but the only damn item it wasn't giving me until the final week was the leg wraps. I was basically stuck in this loop of getting everything but the leg wraps in the same exact order, and the only way I was able to get the leg wraps was saving up everything and then turning everything in, and it finally came out finally. I don't know why it took that long, but it did. For the sake of this video, I had to wear like some substitute leg wraps. I do have them, I just had to make a substitute because especially with the character update coming in before with old me. So to make sure they both match, I just wore some leg wraps that basically for now matched with the tack. But what I did like about this activity is that I could get shit and then sell shit to get free money. So I used it to get pieces of rainbow clothes that I wanted, but I didn't want the full sets of. So now the activity stuff is out of the way, let's move on to the horses and clothing sets. This year, for the first time, the Rainbow Festival had magical horses. These two came from the Rainbow Horse Design competition from last year, and somehow they managed to get slapped together into this.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
Yeah, let's just say they got massacred for this. So first, let's start off with Prisma, the magical rainbow Appaloosa. This is now the 3rd magical Appaloosa, and I believe the 4th unique Appaloosa. And at first I wasn't a huge fan of it, mainly because of the magical coat, since it looks like someone didn't finish coloring it in, and it just looks like the pastels clash a lot. However, it does have this gorgeous, sexy Appaloosa normal coat, and it's honestly, I think, the most pretty normal coat the Appaloosa's ever had, which it almost wooed me over to immediately get it.
She's got a point, she's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
But in the end, I decided to hold back on it and get her next year. As y'all know, the Appaloosas are at a 6 out of 10 for me. And to break down the score, coats are a 7 out of 10, gates are a 5 out of 10, model is a 7 out of 10, in real life model accuracy is a 6 out of 10, animations are a 5 out of 10, and that goes to a final score of 30 out of 50, which equals a 6 out of 10. Honestly, for a while, I think the Appaloosas grew on me a little. Do I think some of their gates and some animations, the small small size and the shitty default main style are shitty? Yes. Do I still think some coats on them make them elderly? Also yes. However, I think they grew on me to where I actually want to plan to buy one in the future. Only thing is, it'll probably be on sale, or just to make an exception, something like Prisma. I think the reason why Prisma grew on me is not just cause of this gorgeous, sexy, normal coat, but the magical coat, despite being not the best, does have a little bit of charm to it. This will also probably be the only time I'll plan on getting a horse that has a beautiful normal coat, but a shitty, not so good magical coat. But if you think my ass will touch any of these other fuckers with these shitty magical coats, you got another thing coming. So now let's put Prisma on my horse grading system scale. Normal coat is a 10 out of 10. It's sexy. Magic coat, I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 10, because here's the thing. Listen, it does have charm, but it doesn't excuse how it still looks like someone didn't finish coloring it in. Type of model is a 6 out of 10, because it's an Appaloosa. Do they fit the model? I give it an 8 out of 10, because I think it's fine on the Appaloosa for the most part. It's just the damn mane on the magical coat, bro. The coloring. Please. Why? And that makes the final score a 27.5 out of 40, which gives it a 6.875 out of 10. It's a pretty good magical horse, it just needs mainly help on the magical coat. Next, on to the last rainbow horse, and its name is Tenembri, and oh boy. So before this, I actually saw the concept art prior when the competition was going around, and the concept art itself is really pretty. So seeing this, I was like, hey, SSO's gonna stay accurate to the art. Well... It was sort of close. The thing is, I love Yervik wild horses, I do. They're another breed on my list that's a 10 out of 10 across all the categories on the board, like the Shires and the Arabians. But Jesus Christ. Personally, I feel like this should have gone to like a breed like the Lusitanos or an Alcotique, because the build would have worked a lot better, and they should have just made a custom tail, but instead they just took the easy route with the Yervik wilds and chose the ugly ass lion tail that just looks really ugly and looks like someone didn't finish shaving it down to make it a lion tail. The magical coat itself could have been a whole lot better, because honestly, it looks like they took a PNG of the design from the artwork, slapped it onto the model, and due to the quality, it just looks a little pixelated. And on top of that, the pastel rainbow parts just look really desaturated, and it just makes the rainbow part of it look more paler personally. I like pastel colors, don't get me wrong, but when put like this, it just looks like it was lightly colored in. And with this horse, the only thing I like about it is the normal coat for the most part to a certain degree. Now, if they had went with like the Ember mane hairstyle, I wouldn't have been so bothered by it, because that's a good one where the spiky mane looks nice and the tail's nice, while the lion tail one is just ugh. It's just a mess, and it's a no for me. So just like Prisma, it's going on the grading scale. Normal coat is an 8 out of 10, it's decent. Magical coat, I'm gonna also give that one a 3.5 out of 10 as well, since it just got disrespected, to be honest. Type of model is a 10 out of 10. Do they fit the model? It's a 1 out of 10. If the model was changed, the score would have been higher. And that leads to a final score of 22.5 out of 40, which makes it a 5.625 out of 10. Not everything can work on a Yervik wild horse, and this is one of them. So out of the two horses, Prisma's probably the best for rainbow horses as of right now, and it shows because I've seen like 1 to 2 people in my server with a Tenembri and a lot of people that had Prismas. Now this could be 100% different compared to other servers, but based on what I saw, more people were into Prisma than Tenembri, or they weren't a fan of both. Next, let's talk about the new clothes from the festival. First off, let's go over the variations of the tie-dye stuff you could get. First, the Rainbow Chaser set, which is from the Rainbow Gold mining shit. As I stated earlier, this set is probably my favorite out of the two tie-dye ones. The Sky Silver Blue style and the bridle fit the tie-dye really well, especially with the shorts, which, by the way, finally fucking good shorts I like wearing. The only thing I don't like is the boots and the gloves. I just suggest switching it to a different boot or switching it to shoes that you like. But if you like the boots, power to you. Next, the other tie-dye outfit, which is an alternate style of the Rainbow Chaser one, which is called the Yippee tie-dye set, which is basically a brown tack, lighter short jean and yellowish shirt tie-dye version. Just like the Rainbow Chaser set, it's cute, but just again, I'm not a fan of the boots and the gloves. And finally, the last new set that was added is this Rainbow Rodeo set. There's a reason why I only bought the shirt from this set.
He's out, he was looking, look.
Why do y'all keep thinking these beards are cute? This beard just topped the flower one from last year in ugliness. It doesn't help that the pants on these are also ugly as fuck too. This is one of my least favorite sets in the game, honestly, and I wouldn't really buy anything from this set besides the shirt. This is also another set where only certain parts are cute, but other parts need to be cleansed with holy water.
Electric chair.
And that's honestly about it for this festival. There were also bugs, but honestly, that needs a whole section to be dedicated to because this was paired with the most anticipated update, the updated characters. So for now, we'll just go into some overall thoughts before going right into the grading system of what this event got in terms of a score this year. I think the Rainbow Pride Festival for this year shows that this is what happens when you neglect an event that's just as important as other events in the game. The reason being is because this was so recycled to the point that even the majority of the dialogue was the exact same. It also just feels lazy because it shows that the only thing they could bring that was new was Kaja's race, clothes, and some adjustments to previous activities such as the Pico Frog Detector and the Rainbow Gold. It also once again fell victim to SSO overhyping the shit out of this event with acting like Kaja's again gonna wreak havoc when all she did was threw a tantrum on an ice race, all because we changed her trash dubstep music to Visco country girl Lisa's music. If they had taken the time to add new things that we can do to make this event more fun, then maybe I would have liked this event more this year. In terms of the Cloud Kingdom compared to last year, it did have a little more purpose to go back there to get shit like horse XP and also to exchange summer tokens for the clothes there, but even then this was still a sorry event because once you exchange all your tokens for this, you don't really need to go back to the event anymore unless you want to grind for more summer tokens to save up for next year. It also shows that this was neglected when other updates came out because the bugs, as we'll get into later, were very prevalent, which is getting worse and worse each week. So for an event that's supposed to not only be a fun event at Cloud Kingdom and celebrate Pride Month, it feels like it got the short end of the stick in terms of having a lot of thought and love put into it. As always, we got the poll for the Rainbow Festival of this year. First question, did you participate in the festival this year? 74% said yes and 26% said no. Second question, this time around I asked, did you change the colors back in the Cloud Kingdom since this was recycled and a lot of shit happened? And the options are either yes both weeks, only week 1, and just didn't do them at all. And the results were that 55% did both weeks, 30% only did week 1, and 15% didn't do them at all, which is not surprising because this was just, again, a recycled version of last year with not much being changed. Third question, which rainbow magical horse did you like more? And normally I don't ask much poll questions on magical horses that much outside of my awards show, but in this case with how dry this festival was and how these horses were done, I was curious. And the results were 58% only bought Prisma, 22% bought none, 15% only bought Tenembri, and 4% bought both. This again reflects to what I saw in terms of who bought what, since I mainly saw people with Prismas and only very few with Tenembris, which shows that the way SSO makes a magical horse from concept art can either make or break the original concept art. Fourth question, were you able to get the clothes from the token shop in Cloud Kingdom? And this was interesting. 46% didn't get all of them, 40% got some of them, and only 14% got all of the clothes in the token shop. And I think this is mainly due to how limited we were in terms of getting tokens, since week 1 we only got 7 tokens per day, and after week 2 it was only 9 tokens per day, which made getting the amount of tokens for new stuff and or on top of like old stuff you never got last year harder. Fifth question, did you get all the stuff from the Rainbow okay? AKA, did you get all your shit from the Rainbow Gold RNG mess? And 45% didn't get nothing, which might be because of not wanting to deal with the RNG that year. 29% got some clothes intact, 17% got everything, and 8% missed only one piece of the set. I think this just shows mainly the issue of how the RNG was for some people, similarly to the blue pumpkin RNG fiasco from the Halloween event last year, but this time not as bad since it had a slightly easier strat to deal with, but it was still a pain in the ass to do, honestly. As a sub question to this, as for those who got some or all attack from the Rainbow, how long did it take to get stuff? As for the responses, it ranged from 2 to 3 days to about 3 weeks. set, and some even said they're still going on trying to get the rest of the set, which again shows the RNG issue with this activity in particular as well. 6th question, what's your favorite activity? And the responses were mainly rainbow gold mining, Catz race, getting Rider XP from quests, nothing, and as always, logging off. 7th question, what's your least favorite activity? The recycled quest of restoring the colors, the rainbow race, Micah losing her shit, the gold horseshoes, and everything. And the moral of the story is, don't recycle shit or you'll get shit. Second to last question. If you could add or do anything to this festival, how would you improve it? And the responses were more ways to get tokens, expand the questline further that's new with actually fighting Kaja, more daily activities that are actually fun, add actual pride clothes and tag, meaning have it based on like the pride flags, improve the textures of the Cloud Kingdom, make outfits not so similar, actually have moderation on the homophobia in chat. There's a lot of homophobia during this. Revamp the Rainbow Gold game, make it feel less grindy, fix the glitches and bugs, add more English rainbow tech, actually have things in game to educate on Pride Month, and just overall, don't recycle shit. For an event that's supposed to be fun and honor Pride Month, this wasn't really a fun event, and there just wasn't anything that actually honored Pride Month properly, other than getting the bows and shit you can buy. Just again, this event needs more love, and it heavily shows since a lot of people in here brought up so many good ideas that would make this event so much fun and more enjoyable to go to the Cloud Kingdom instead of feeling like a shopping mall. And as always, the last question. Did you like this year's festival? And for the first time in event poll history, y'all, 90% said no, and only 10% said yes. And all this whole time I've been doing my event polls, y'all, the no side has never won on this question. Wow. This event wasn't fun and do Pride Month justice whatsoever. So please, SSO, actually breathe life into this event again and make it actually enjoyable and not heavily recycled. Now with the poll done, let's go on to grading this event, and I think you already know this shit's gonna be low. Activities was a 2 out of 10, because the only nice thing about it was Kaja's race and the rainbow glow mine to an extent. Planning was a 0.5 out of 10, because it's just entirely recycled with the only thought put into stuff we buy, the horses, and some minor parts that were in this event. Character incorporation, since this is basically the same as last year, it gets a 2.5 out of 10. Purchasable products, event currency or not, is a 5 out of 10. Event currency accessibility, 4 out of 10, since it was really sparse and dragged out for way too long. Optimization is 0.5 out of 10. Presentation, 5 out of 10. Quests, 0.5 out of 10. Horse XP, 7 out of 10. Rider XP, 3 out of 10. And that concludes to a final score of 25.3 out of 100, which goes to a 2.53 out of 10. Which shows compared to last year's score, which is what I believe was a 3.61 out of 10, they didn't really improve solely because it mainly was recycled, with only small bits and parts of it were either liked or they were actually new. So it was just a very disappointing event that really needed improvement, but it just goes to show that this is potentially an event that just got put on the back burner so heavily. Now that we finished talking about the Rainbow Festival, it's time to go open the Pandora's box that is the character update. But first, let's go over the stuff we already know and some events leading up to what's potentially, if not the most historical event in SSO history. Our own characters have had a lot done to them since October 2017, which for those that remember from my docu-series, this was during the last bit of the Golden Age before they fully come into the Tinary Age of SSO, which is 2018 to 2019. Before they got updated the first time, we had giraffe necks and eyes that followed your ass around the screen like a horror movie for a short period, which helped in some pictures, but creepy in some situations. As stated earlier, SSO announced on October 30th, 2017 that they'll be updating the characters, and oddly enough, just like the shit we've been dealing with, people tried to give SSO feedback on them. But since this was before we realized how SSO is today, we were still hopeful they'd fix it before the release. However, that didn't go as planned.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Yeah, SSO went from giraffe neck to turtleneck real quick. This then fucked up hairstyle, specifically this long straight one, but that wasn't the only bad thing about this. They also had new animations, but because of shitty necks and the way they were animated, it made them constantly look like me when my track coach had me and the rest of our team run 2 miles because of our lower classmen not shutting the fuck up in practice. The most varied from being alright to just straight up weird. For the most part, it evolved into what a lot of people have seen used in a lot of realistic roleplays and movies today. Thankfully, the uproar in this case got them to properly adjust the necks to the ones we've had before the updated characters during this year, which in turn fixed a lot of the rider animations. However, as time went on, these characters quickly went outdated as the Soul Riders, Dark Riders, and other NPCs got updates that were graphically better, even though some of them just don't fit the character in terms of the lore throughout Star Ocean Legacy and the main story, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. This would then start the onslaught of broken promises by SSO, where along with other updates we've wanted, they constantly promised to us that the character update would come out the next year in their next year vlog reviews, and this happened in total 3 times. This, along with many other issues we've had with SSO, would then create a lot of tension and upset because of this until in the end of the year of vlog 2021 to about June 2022, SSO started to leave breadcrumbs of concept art that went from really promising to
he needs some milk!
Oh Jesus. This installed some hope, but also concern in the whole process. Then, on September 6, 2022, SSO announced that there will be a beta test for the updated characters and linked a sign-up Google form in their story. Then, after about a week, they made an announcement that beta testers were chosen and that it was gonna happen on September 21st, 2022. The main thing that got people on edge on this was that the majority of the beta testers chosen were a mixture of ambassadors, game masters, and content creators that usually sugarcoat a shit ton, as well as people that either didn't have social media or who also sugarcoated. Very few beta testers gave actual genuine criticism, and since the percentage chosen as their sample was, if I remember correctly, a 0.5% out of this amount, that was way too small compared to the millions of people in the population of the player base. It was basically meaning that they should have had a bigger sample size for this beta test, since it mainly consisted of people that worked for them or sugarcoat a shit ton, and a few percent of the people that were in this sample were genuinely honest about things that needed to be fixed in SSO. Now, as I stated in September the month last year, the reason why this should have been bigger was because with a smaller sample, even though you have more control, this can cause a response bias and a convenience bias, which to those of you who don't know what that is, here's a refresher. A response bias is a bias heavily influenced by the survey and the people running it, while a convenience bias is when the people running a survey go and select people around them that are more likely to have the same opinions. And what I mean by that in SSO's case is that by picking game masters and ambassadors that work with you, most of the time you'll get the same responses and not really a variety. This is also why when it comes to stuff like surveys, it's important to have a variety of people in the sample and not use people that are conveniently there with the same opinion, so that you can properly get an idea on how a community or a group of people that buy your products feel about something and figure out what should be fixed. And if you couldn't tell already in SSO's case with how this whole beta test turned out, it was not good.
I'm sorry, what statue? What statue?
This was a huge uproar, and it was so bad it won the award for most impactful event that shook the community in my end of the year awards. And it shows because everywhere there were comments practically begging SSO to make changes and fix them, especially with the way they looked. The main concerns from the beta test was that there needed to be more body types in both directions, proportions were off in the lower body, the faces looked like toddlers, and a slew of other shit that was wrong with them. This would then later lead on to SSO in a blog post say they're planning to make adjustments to the characters, but a lot of us were very skeptical still about this response. Later on in March 2023, people that beta tested from before announced a second beta test was going to happen in April. Instead of adding more to the sample size, they just kept the same people. But even then, it didn't even make a difference, because then it was announced that SSO fucking canceled it due to tech issues and said it will happen another time. However, then later in fucking April, SSO then said they don't know if they're gonna do one, and later claimed they feel like it's a good enough job to be released in fucking June. Good job, SSO. Good job. This raised even more concern and tension since this was also building up with the impending doom from the horse progression and new UI coming, and a lot of people started to fear for the worst. And oh boy, did the fears come true when the character maker came out in May. This time, the issues were still relatively the same, with this time the portions being off in the upper body, on top of everything else wrong with the characters because they also looked the same as they did in the beta test from last year. And on top of that, they announced they were coming on June 20th, which was a fucking Tuesday and not a Wednesday. And this also added more fuel to the fire of this uproar as well. As we remembered from last time in May, the uproar was so bad it led to people like Luna Sandgar making the hashtag #NewPlayerRealMe movement in an efforts to stop the potential fatphobic comments coming up again. And a lot of people that asked for more body types or didn't see themselves in them at all made edits on how they should be adjusted and what should be added. With this whole uproar from the beta test of the character maker, you'd think this would stop SSO in their tracks to not release them on June 20th and instead go back, fix, and improve them further. Nope, this shit got worse. Like in actual World War III, there were literal battles in the comment section. We're gonna talk about a couple of posts that just made shit a whole lot worse for SSO, and it also made the tensions and fears about this update a hell of a lot worse. First, SSO released an early game blog for June on June 12th instead of the end of the month. And this game blog... This is probably my least favorite game blog I ever read, y'all. So this game blog starts off with talking about how the ambassadors and game masters will have early access to the characters before they get released on the big day of June 20th. Then they explain that the reason why they went with 6 body types only instead of adding more was to support more players with not the best graphic cards and for those on mobile.
Bitch, what? Are you serious?
Y'all do know your mobile platform's shitty, right? But okay, SSO.
You keep telling yourself that, sweetie.
They also claim that all the clothes are properly fit on the new characters, as well as the saddles, the hairstyles, and they also mentioned how they've updated the main riding animations for the gate. However, animations like the emotes, quest animations, etc., they still have the old ones. On top of that, they explained how they're gonna have new additive animations with newer technology that's supposed to be a new technique for the animations and improve them. Then they actually got transparent. And you know, this makes me wonder what they're gonna say. Really? So SSO, sweet SSO, now admitted that their next level shit of hairstyles and makeup, which by the way includes the curly, coil, and kinky hairstyles, aren't gonna be added. And on top of that, they then said longer hairstyles are gonna collide with the body, and the skin doesn't have any fucking textures yet. AKA, they don't even have muscles, freckles, birthmarks, etc. Let me remind y'all, this was shit a lot of people asked for in the beta test last year. The beta test. I'm just, wow. Y'all knew this shit was unfinished. Y'all pushed for the release anyway. Wow. They even practically admitted it's basically everything from the beta, which again makes me question if they just didn't do anything at all since the beta test. Considering from September to June of this year, that's about a 9-month gap to add and fix shit. This is a prime example of why this should have waited again. They then apologized about the retrofitting of the tag again and mentioned that everything will be retrofitted after the character update. And then they decided they're gonna have testimonies from every person that worked on this shit. And upon reading this shit, the majority of the people in here that worked on this were interns, and they only had one or a few senior members help with this. This is supposed to be an update that you handle with care, bro. Y'all should have had more senior staff members that you had for years help out with this. Y'all should have gotten the people that have done the NPCs, because graphically compared to this, the NPCs look a hell of a lot better than updated characters. Yeah, get into it! So to look more deep into the behind the scenes of all of this, a friend of mine, Linnea Storm Valley, helped me look to see if there was anything on the people that worked on this prior through a site called ArtStation. Which, to explain what ArtStation is, it's basically a site where 3D artists and normal artists can showcase their work, especially for when it comes to getting hired by people for jobs. While doing this, we also compared the stuff we found to the person that did the NPCs like the updated Mrs. Holdsworth, and this is what we discovered along with some other parts that I looked into further on this when working on the script for this. The funny thing is, the Alicia N person in this game block is potentially the same person who did the Morgans, which if y'all don't remember how messy those were, yeah, we're screwed. Fun fact, she also did Snobble in this year's Rainbow Horses as well. I just want to ask, what happened to the difference in quality? Some other people that have done this, such as supposedly Josephine Bayhem, who might be JoJo, is actually the person who did Yidris, and Lotta Sorensen, who actually did the updated version of Big Bonnie, might have helped on this. Just what happened? How in the world did we go from this high quality stuff to this? This makes me wonder if this was a mixture of not enough art support, some people being freelance, and or shit just being crunched into a short timeline. The reason why I'm wondering this because I think if the time on handling the updated characters with just as much care as the NPCs like Yidris, Mrs. Holdsworth, and a lot of other updated characters that are graphically better or just a lot better than a lot of things in game, this could have turned out really well. But based on what we've seen in the beta and the character maker on the website, this was clearly either rushed or heavily neglected. And to also add with these artists, I think they have the potential to be able to make graphically good shit, don't get me wrong. I just feel like this might be a byproduct of what happens when you put artists into a short timeline. Based on what we've seen in the beta and the character maker on the website, this was clearly either rushed or heavily neglected. Then they had the art director do a damn testimony as well. And honestly, I think this whole testimony section was an attempt to try to lessen the blow when the updated characters come out. But I think it's just important to acknowledge the fact that this was still unfinished, and with how much they knew they weren't done with this character project was just really telling in itself, to be honest. And how did the community react to this blog, you may ask? Well,
Boy, if you don't...
Yeah, this just made the tension and upset worse between the community. Compared to the one under the character maker, a lot of people that were for the new characters were retaliating back at a lot of people that were speaking up about the state of them. And in a way, this may have looked like the first comment wave battle under here was won sort of by the people who are for the new characters. This also then led to even more edit responses and even more concern on the true state of the characters as the update came closer each day. Now, during this on June 14th is actually when I did my review on the characters in the character maker, which as shown on the slides here, I expressed a lot of concerns in terms of how it is in game, but also how I felt in terms of if these are even editable as a base for art, which for those of you who know, when I do art, I use my own writer, and I'll be going more in depth about this further in another section, but to get a general idea, I and a lot of others doing this were just not a fan on the state of them, and it felt like doomsday was coming.
This how I press it.
Ah! What the fuck?
Three days after the game blog was posted, the early access posts by ambassadors and game ambassadors started rolling in. And
What was plan A?
Don't fuck up.
And what was plan B?
Don't fuck up plan A.
And what did you do?
Fucked up plan A.
You fucked up plan A.
What more do you want from me?
You know, you'd think the early access would soothe a lot of people, But yeah, this just proves again that even an early access can fucking disappoint your ass. This was so bad that some of the ambassadors and game masters such as Game Master Nate and Siri Snowing, to name a few out of the batch at the time of making of this video, had either entirely closed the comments on some posts or they straight up deleted them. You know it's bad when some of the ambassadors and game masters starts deleting or closing the comment section. I had to do a lot of digging to find any remaining posts that showed a lot of the issues indirectly with the characters outside of the salvage screenshots of some, and basically these posts just like Game Master Nate and Siri Snowing had either showed the characters being broken as fuck or they look way too big proportionally on some horse breeds, making them look like when I put my Barbies on random model horses. Here's the thing, I want to be tall, I do, but the thing is, SSO, you still gotta make sure to scale the characters on each breed properly. They also showed riding animations and comparisons with other NPCs, and if it wasn't obvious already, it was worse.
Please stop this madness.
I feel like the early access posts just basically confirmed the issues of how we look compared to the NPCs, and I also feel like the backlash on the early access should have just been enough to say, okay, this should really have baked more in the oven, we should roll back and work on this further. But no, they still kept pushing for this to be out. So now with this in mind, could this get any worse for SSO, you may ask? Yes, a lot actually. As each day was inching closer to the doom that was the character update, SSO decided to just make a post on June 19th, 2023 to remind everyone that the updated characters were coming tomorrow and the old characters were going bye-bye. And if you once again take a look at the comments, it just fucking blew up even more. I would like to mention here one moment that if y'all have been counting the comment waves that I've mentioned here so far, this is number 3, y'all. Number 3. This time, the people who entirely despised the updated characters won this battle. However, I'd like to note here that both big sides of this whole tobacco are getting louder and louder when it comes to the updated characters, which evidently shows how this was poorly handled. On top of that, I just find it odd in the few threads that did show fatphobia that not even SSO tried to step into the comments and shut it down. This is one of the few times I think I've seen where SSO barely says a peep to not even people praising them when they're doing shit wrong. Maybe 1 or 2 people, but besides that, they're dead silent. I think it could be because they still thought because of maybe the majority in their sample of investors, game masters, players that loved everything, and a few players that were honest in the beta had liked some features enough to where SSO thought it's completely okay for the updated characters to stay the same, leading them to still be in denial that people are hating it and use the excuse that it's because of how change is hard, when it's actually because there's a lot of issues with them, and this is not what we expected for an update compared to how NPCs are treated. I think it also shows how when it comes to the characters we play compared to how updated NPCs and even horses are handled as well. I think definitely there's people who might have felt like compared to what we end up getting, while an NPC either had the body we want or has details we want, it feels half-assed. During this day and even some days before in particular, a lot of people mentally grieved or said goodbye to their old characters, and I decided to do the same on here. This took a while, but hey, it's here. So as I close out this section before getting to the huge spectacle that is the new updated character update itself, this is a tribute to the old characters of not just me, but also a mixture of other people either on social media or in videos I found. And I guess the message to add on to this: Thank you, old character me, for not only being something I've had in pictures or art edits of mine for years, but for sticking through the majority of my childhood and even to a little bit of adulthood. Even though you're getting replaced by something that's controversial and handled poorly, I hope, just like many old characters of other people that play this game, and even like other games, are cherished fondly regardless of any negative emotions held against you. Thank you for your due diligence and service to this almost 12-year-old community.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Everybody, calm down.
Katrina!
I think in general this is my most looked forward to section for those of y'all watching, since even though I've said my thoughts on my Instagram and shown some stuff, I've mainly kept my finished product of my updated character quiet on here, mainly because of wanting to properly transition to new character me. I do like to say once I switched old standing me to new me, this was before I got new hairstyles and such, but I will show pictures especially once I get into the next couple of sections of this video. This update for the first time in history wasn't released on a Wednesday, but instead a Tuesday. I don't know why, but maybe it's because they felt like it was so special it should be released this early, but even then, I feel like this could have been handled differently had they taken the time to do so.
Oh my gosh, this was so
I did a live reaction, and just like last time, I did get loud and spiraled faster than the spiraling staircase in The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. This time, I'm with Buttercup, my halflinger, and since my dumbass forgot to put the text on her introduction, y'all just saw some random pictures with Catz, we're doing her intro again. So for my headphone users, unless I saved you with any audio balancing, please be aware and lower your volume. I do also want to mention that this was my first reaction of how I looked in this, and in this I mainly expressed in terms of how I mainly felt looking at myself, especially since I've said before, I felt like I didn't see myself in much of anything, and this is very prevalent here, so keep that in mind when watching this. Another thing is that I did show a bit of global chat, and it was unhinged in here and there. However, regardless, this was when I think a lot of the people who didn't see themselves in them or had issues with how we're scaled on certain horses and such were very vocal about it, so please keep that in mind as well when going through this, since at the end of the day, a lot of people have a lot of opinions on this topic since it's very controversial in itself. And lastly, throughout any of this section or anything going forward, please no fat phobia, body shaming, racism, or anything in particular in the comments in regards to how other people look in this video or stuff we're going to discuss. As always, here's a timestamp to once I'm done with my live reaction and start going into this whole topic deeper. And with that being said, here's when I reacted to the updated characters early in the morning on June 20th, 2023. Hello y'all, we are back here again like we were last time with the UI, and last time I was scared about the UI and all my horrors had come true. Oh hell! And now we're scared about the player character. So I am mainly scared because of a lot of reasons. One, I am not a fan of how it looked character maker. I am not a fan of how they looked in the beta. And personally, I felt like I couldn't find myself in anything, to be quite frank with y'all. I am scared how when I actually sit down and do screenshots, how they're gonna look when I edit them. Because as y'all know, I do art on basically the base of my writer. So I am completely scared that this is going to once again look like a complete piece of shit. Because when I first did a couple of edits on them, it was just with what I had to work with the angles of the character maker. And even then, even after looking at them, I just felt like they look a little bit like shit.
I am disgusted.
He needs some milk! I'm trying to manifest that I look okay and that I don't have to change any damn thing about how I look or how I am perceived. I just hope I don't have to spend my free change on something in the character update. Because I looked on a news article as well, and basically they said for any small change that's like your eyebrows or your eye color, that's 30 star coins. But if you're trying to change something like your skin tone and your body type, you have to pay 60 star coins. And this can honestly equivalent to over 100 star coins if you have to change multiple shit, probably. And just of right now, it's officially finished updating, and I am fucking terrified about this. So without further ado, we're gonna dive into the player character. We're gonna test out a bunch of shit, and I'm also going to take screenshots and probably give my final thoughts like I did last time on my live reaction. And yeah, let's dive into this update. Now let's see if I actually get into this game, because I'm already expecting this to have a lot of lag. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. It's loading. How the fuck do I look? Oh god, I could barely see myself. I look, oh god. Now let me look.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
What?
I don't know what y'all—
Oh. Oh Lord. Oh Jesus.
Got him!
You better stop!
Oh, oh.
Miles Molasses, ladies and gentlemen. Miles Molasses.
So this is where I'm at. God, Jesus. So my hair became this. I was expecting I would get the dark brown hair. What? Now, are we in body type number 3 or 1? Oh my. Oh Jesus. Oh sweet Jesus. Okay, please stop moving. So let's just take a look. So my contour makeup has turned into, I look like I got turned into oh Jesus, oh Jesus. You see, I was more sandier than this. Now I became pale. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. My makeup was basically the one with the most contour, but it looked natural. Wait a damn minute. Is one eyelash bigger than the other? I think I'm tripping. This is not me. First of all, my eyebrows, bruh. Ooh God. Ooh Lord. My eyebrows are like yellow! They're yellow! Oh! I think we are stuck with... What is number 3 or number 2? I think we're stuck with number 2. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. What I do love is that we can blink now. Now, how often do you do these idle animations? Because you were doing some arm shit earlier. Oh, there it is. What are you trying to touch right there? Are you trying to pull down your shirt? You're in a crop top! At least my shorts look okay, I think. And we do like this weird hair thing. Is that it? Do we still, we look up and shit. Oh god, we still look like... I look pasty as hell. I look like I am on my deathbed. Actually, no, this looks like me when I'm sick. Or if I've actually stayed in the house for too long. I do not look like this in real life. I really don't. I do gotta applaud that at least my hairstyle is, you know, nice. And they try to carry over the usage of what I normally have. Oh Jesus. I think we are still in that Daphne run, but we have upgraded to like some other random cartoon run. I'll probably figure it out when I go back through footage. Let's look at the walk. Oh lord. This is kind of a little too extra. It is too extra. Oh god, the mouth. So my main issue I had in the beta as well was that our mouths look like toddlers. We have teeth now, but our mouth is like hanging out. I didn't even process how I looked on my halflinger. I was that stressed. Okay. So this is the trot. I didn't even look at the walk. That's the walk. We're fucking thrusting in our walk. This is the canter. And then this is the gallop. Oh shit! The slow gallop. You kinda stop. This is the slow gallop. This is the somewhat gallop. And then this is the fast gallop. This looks very uncomfortable. No offense, I've seen better gallop positions in real life than this. Like this kinda just looked like she got something stuck up her ass. Oh no! It's the way the fucking upper body is for me. Now let's just test this when we jump. Fucking, oh Jesus. Why do we slide like that? This looks way too far out. Usually I saw the arms and hands should be around here, not here. This dead. Oh, sweet Jesus. I didn't expect the stirrups to be this bad. So here's the thing, I was already aware of the clipping pin, but damn, I didn't know it would be this bad. Look, it's like folded. It's folded like an origami.
Where the ambulance? Why the man body still right there? Ain't supposed to be laying there. Call the damn ambulance.
Look at this. She looks like she's gonna fucking fling off of the damn. Oh, you poor baby. Oh my baby. Oh Jesus. Now let me look at this rear. I mean, why are my arms doing that? I look like I'm rowing. Like, look. This is just me rowing. I thought it was gonna be like a hold on thing. No, she don't hold on. She just... Now let's look at how I look on the hard stop. Okay. I mean, oh boy.
Stop doing this looking thing!
I look like I have no eyebrows from here. Let's see how Global is coping. Oh, there's the lag coming. How does every butt? Oh my god. Stop! Y'all need to stop looking. I've never felt more ugly. Same girl. And I haven't even used my free character change yet. I look like I came from a casket. Oh god, we are all coping. Like, why are we so scared? Exactly, Alexandra. They have a fucking booty ass. This somehow has more contour. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Jesus said, oh Jesus. They fit the Charactrs pretty okay. Rip my pony. Oh no.
Helicopter, helicopter.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God, look at the fuck how we look like we're actually fucking dizzy. Oh, you look weird. Oh God, Lily, what happened to you? I feel like we can break our horse's back. I'm sorry. Oh Lord.
Stop doing your arms like that!
Like a lot of these eye animations, I'm like, fucking stop. Like, look, this is too much. I would be fine if this is like a pose thing that you could click from the emote thing, but not in my eye animations. I don't want to keep stopping. This is gonna make pictures so much more harder. Cause now I gotta make sure I don't do that when I don't want to.
Bro, stop, there's nothing to look at!
You're not on a mountain, you're on the flat ground. God, Jesus. All of us have immediately gone to the damn salon. I'm gonna need to recuperate. I need to grab my glasses. I gotta take off my blue light glasses because I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? Oh Jesus. Let's look at. Ooh. Oh Lord. So the spiky hair. We got the Justin Bieber hair. You can buy this shit now with your shillings, and they cost 4,000 each.
That is not correct.
I do like that they're now the same price depending on the style. It's not this random one style. Oh my God!
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Are you mad, SSO? 10 that for hair. For hair. For hair. My Jesus. I'm not even. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Long Johnson. Let's look at the makeup that's at least here. All makeup is still Star Queens only. It's just the hair. Oh, God, this looks worse. Oh, no, this looks worse.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
What the fuck am I gonna do? Okay, let's just go to change appearance. Okay, you know what? Let me teleport. I actually want to teleport to my stable. Let's just actually.
What is that?
Let me see how I look when I. Oh God, this is so like it. Why are we so flat everywhere? I don't know. I need to call for pickup for this. I just realized I can't do. I need to go. I need to assure myself. So I have. Ugh. Oh wait, no. There's some cheekboneage. I mean, this one's not so bad. This one's my starter hair. Oh, Jesus. Let's go into the character maker. Oh wait, we can't do that here. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've made it to another salon. Oh God, this hairstyle got fucked up. Like someone didn't fucking give you a proper haircut. They just fucking shaved the rest. Oh God, Jesus. From here, this is fine, this side. But now this side, it is so ugly. If you like it, that's fine. But if you had this hair and this fucked it up for you, my condolences. Let's look at the J. Are the textures fixed? Kind of just look like we dipped them in poop. That's 10K? Bruh. Oh God. So my hairstyle, y'all. My hairstyle is 10K. This is concerning. And there's these dreads. Oh God, I don't like how the. Oh God, look at the way the clipping of the hair. Oh Jesus. Oh, okay, let's dive into this change appearance thing. Choose a physical look to reflect how you feel on the inside. What the fucking hell? Ugh! We're on number 2? Stop smiling. Oh god, that's creepy. So let's look at each body type up close. This is probably the one I will be picking because I can deal with it. But at the same time, it's still not me because I don't have my boobs, I don't have my muscles, and I don't have my calves. And also I need a little more curve here. I need some curvage here. Number 3, which is muscular. Oh no. See, the crop tops on stuff besides one so far kind of feel like toddler shirts. Oh god, stop doing your facial animations like that. This is number 4. The sad thing is, if you want boobs and ass, you need to go to the plus sizes. So my issue with the plus sizes, I'm gonna reiterate again, is that the proportions are off. Same with even on skinny ones too. Because specifically here, I feel like the shoulders are smaller than the fucking lower part. Mainly it's the upper body. It just doesn't match. I feel like as you increase, look at the, bruh! Look, there's like shading here, right? And then there's like a fucking line here. These need a big more in the oven. My hair's clipping through this. So it's definitely depends on what body type it's gonna make your hair look. Honestly feels like they just stretched them. They didn't really do it. And this is the 6th one. I have this body type that's good for you. Not for me though. Now the skin color. We are on this one. Let's go down one by one. This is pale as fuck. This is, ooh, oh god. I don't know, I guess this version tan. We have this one, which I believe is what I played around with in the character maker. Okay, this is not matching the color palette. This is getting, I thought this was my skin color here. And then I look.
What is that?
Oh god, the eyebrows. Oh Jesus, the eyebrows. And then we got more dark skin tones. Oh god, the makeup. Oh god, the makeup did not translate well. I think I'm gonna go with this. So this is my head shape. Can you stop smiling so hard? It's funny how I think this is the same head shape I picked in the maker. I think. Pretty damn spot on, and I actually knew where my shit was somewhere. This face looks like my mom. God, I told her story. This is as if I'm looking at my mom. Some of this shit just makes you look like you're 50, 60, or 5 years old. Yeah, we're gonna stick to the one I have. We're gonna stick to my eye color. Unless if I want to. I'm gonna go with this one. Now my eyebrows. Let's pick a fuller eyebrow. Oh god. I can't process. Where's brown? Oh lord. Now what's happening if I get the oh no, oh god, oh Jesus, oh lord. Dead on this angle, it is really bad. This actually looks better on this skin tone than what I was on earlier. This is the closest you're ever gonna get to my skin tone in this game because I don't have the exact one that I'm looking for. So now let's look at the headwear. Oh, that's just my head. No. Oh god.
He needs some milk.
Oh hell. Go back. This does not look good. The shading, we actually look like we're 50, 60, and 5 years old all at the same time. Oh Jesus, put the makeup back on, girl. You need it. Shit, you need it. You can't go no makeup no more. Okay, I think we're basically stuck with this. Look at the way the pixels look. I need to stop. I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling worse than I did with the UI. I'm just in disbelief of what the fuck happened. Are you sure you're satisfied with the changes you made?
Do I look?
Look, honestly, since this is very limiting, I'm working with what I got, lady or person. Go be your uniquely beautiful self.
Boy, if you don't.
Okay. Oh god, my hands. My hands aren't even on my lap. I look like I fucking shat myself here. Oh lord. Are we the... Get out of my way. Okay. I can't even tell. Are we all in the... I'm spiraling. Oh no. Oh my god, the codes. Oh god. Okay, we're gonna teleport back. We're gonna first try out a bunch of outfits, and we're gonna try out how I look on a bunch of different horses and see if I look any remotely decent. So I'll see you back at my home stable. Okay, y'all. So this is Liv. Liv, say hi. Liv.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Hi, everybody.
So Liv can't see what I have on my screen right now. We're gonna look at the outfits. So I'm in like the crop top shorts and that cowboy getup. I mean, this looks remotely decent. Okay, we're gonna start with my favorite YouTuber outfit. The caps actually don't look bad. Oh. Liv, you know my jean jacket shirt hoodie I wear?
Yes, I'm crying.
Oh god. Dude, it looks kind of like they stretched it out a little, like the arms just look dead. Oh god, the jeans. Now I look like I'm wearing like capris. Oh god, I just crashed. I just can't believe I fucking crashed just from trying on pants. Okay, now let me just look at my boots. Oh no. So Liv,
yeah.
So the boots are like the same height as, you know, the long cowgirl boots?
Yeah.
They look the same height. They're like smaller. The boots are like smaller. Okay, next outfit. We're gonna go to my favorite yellow outfit from the festival. Oh god, the shirts just get worse, bruh. Okay, it's not so bad. That's so bad. Now let's go to my blue outfit and
myself. I wanna end myself.
Why? What happened?
This is it crashed.
Oh no.
Again.
Oh no. So to describe my blue outfits, it's the, you know that vest thing that's at the Baroness racetrack, Liv? Okay, I'll send a picture later. At least this one looks fine. This is actually the best looking top. I also feel like our helmet's covering our eyebrows too much. Oh god, this angle. Now we're getting to my purple outfits that I like. We're gonna start off with my leather jacket looking purple outfit. Okay. Still look like kind of like what I had in the character maker. The hairstyle kind of makes it look better. It just feels like they stretched them, but not really fit them. Said they retrofit them, but they didn't. They just kind of stretched them. Now we're going to my favorite, you know the purple cowgirl set that's from the Equestrian Festival? Cute one? That has the long pants, Liv. And this is one of my favorite outfits. Cowboy hats also, oh god, the shirt! The problem I have with the fingerless gloves, they kind of feel like they made the fingers look more like they're sausages. Fingerless gloves, because of the way they're molded.
Yeah, it looks,
like our fingers should be longer in them.
My ram.
Okay.
Where's my ram?
Okay, now the boots kind of just, oh god. Godfather. What happened, Liv? What happened?
Look at the shorts. Like those shorty
The real shorts? I already saw them.
You must take on the
other shorts?
The sweater.
Wait,
No, the sweater. I'm thinking which one. But
which one? Which sweater? Like the crew neck looking one?
With the necklace. With the necklace.
With the necklace?
Wait,
I know what you're talking about. Let me just pull them up in the global store. Oh! Oh no.
Yes! What I'm doing.
I like how you're just spiraling and I'm out here just like flabbergasted. Oh no. I mean, it's okay. So my cowgirl purple outfit's not fully ruined. I think it's mainly the tops. Let me look at the crop top tank tops.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I need to look at the dresses. Liv, you know what I look like?
How do you look like?
I feel like I'm in a nightgown. Oh god, the way the dresses are fitted are worse. You know how they were kind of like not so foofed out? It looked like I'm wearing a lampshade. Like it's going at like an angle like I'm leaning back, but I'm not leaning back.
Oh.
Now let's look at the short sleeve. Okay, short sleeve is also the same, but oh god, Jesus, Father God. The competition looking gear, like the dressage jacket and the show jumping ones, they're actually pretty decent. T-shirts kind of feel like the t-shirts I wear in like the gym, but they're okay. The polos are they're okay-ish. And then the crew neck sweater things, they're also pretty decent, I think. What, Liv? Liv, what? Liv, what happened?
I'm just watching those animation and jumping.
I know. I also want to see the dancing because I heard that was bad.
No, don't. No,
Liv, I have to do it for the video.
No, don't do it for our mental health.
For our mental
Please,
health.
I'm actually begging you, don't do it.
Really? I want to look at it though.
You don't want to look at it.
I kinda have to.
No, you don't wanna look at it. Listen to me what I'm saying. You don't wanna look at it. It's not here. It's not necessary.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if I look at it?
You will die. It's like Bloody Mary. You know, if you look at it, you will die. And Moon, don't forget, you are not 17 years old teenager who needs to do edgy things. Yes? Say it with me, I am not a 17 years old teenager. I don't need to do stupid things.
You're not a 17-year-old teenager. I don't need to do stupid things.
You don't need to look at those dancing moves.
I want to look at it.
No, you don't want to look at it.
Oh, but I need to look at the tank tops. How do they look? Oh, Lord have mercy. It's the straps in the top area of the tank tops for me. Oh, God, the disco top! Oh, God. Okay, it's kind of the same. The crop top, tank top. Oh, never mind, it's not. It's the sleeve. The skirts just feel too big now. They kind of just feel like some shit I've worn in like middle school. I really want to look at the disc.
I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die. Why? Oh, wait, the big shorts. I forgot the big.
Oh my. No.
Oh, Lord. The big shorts make me feel like I'm back in like kindergarten when I used to wear those big ass mom sheet shorts. What happened? What did you look at?
I look on commands. Look at follow.
Alright, come on, Buttercup. Farther away, we can't even tell where we're going. Okay, so let's go try out. I just crashed! This is the second time I crashed. So we're gonna try different horses. We're gonna first start off with my Jorvik Warmblood. We're kind of okay on them, sort of.
Sort of.
Does the stirrups still go through? Oh wow! Jorvik Warmblood's actually, the stirrups don't go through your leg. This is basically now become, can our feet sit in the stirrup? That's so sad. I just crashed again!
Jesus Christ.
If I crash again, this would be crash number 4.
Yes.
Now before you go, let's look at this Jorvik Wild for you.
The space bar. Especially.
Oh god! Oh god! Why are we spinning? Why are we spinning? Why are we spinning?
Bye!
Oh my god, she exited like that. I'm dead. I'm gonna go back to looking at the stuff now. Stirrup test is passed. Let's get on my Clydesdale. Stirrup test on the Clydesdale. We can sit our foot through the Clydesdale. Stirrup test is passed on a Gen 2 QH Ravian. Our foot's barely in the stirrup. At this point, I'm just rushing, so... To the Pertron. No, we actually look decent on my Pertron. Stirrup test is passed in the Pertron. Casafino. Oh lord, we look too damn big on this. Oh no. Okay, surprisingly, we passed the did we pass the stir-up test? Okay, we are not really passing it. The stir-up test is barely passing, but you can still see it to the American paint. Oh no! This is just getting worse as I'm running around on horses. At least you look fine on the Shire, just like the Pertron. Maybe past. Oh no. I'm spiraling again. Alright, Irish Cobb, pass the stir-up test. Gen 2 Welsh Pony. Oh no. You can't even wear this. Oh shit. You're probably sitting out underneath the stirrups though. I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, Archie. Let me see. Oh no! Oh god. We're gonna do the emotes outside next. We're gonna go to an area where you can dance. We are at the dancing pit and already, oh my lord. We're not even holding the drink.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hit live. This is a different live. That's the lay down. Look, that's another thing.
Oh! He needs some milk.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, the arm. I just need a oh no. Yes, honey. Slay! Slay! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, help, Father God. Oh God. Yes, Queen. Work that baby alive face. Look at her neck. This is the fucking best one. Oh god, look at the fucking okay, we need to stop. I need to stop. We're gonna test the emotes. Yes. Next, no. Okay. Hi. Oh, now what's the bye? Ew! So stop. Bravo. Oh, Father God. Not even clapping. That's the okay. Now the disagree. Look at her hand is just worse and worse. This is how we're gonna talk. Look at this fucking mask. What's the don't understand? It's the same thing as that. Understand? Help? What the fuck? Welcome? Well, now what's the farewell? Yeah. Our arm. Happy. Oh god. What's the angry? The angry. Angry. Oh god, the face. What's the cry? This is me wiping my tears and shit from everything. Bored. Nothing. What's the like? It's just a thumb. The laugh. Oh, now I look like I'm choking. Scared. You actually smile? On command? No, you can't. Wave. Point. Ew. Follow. Oh! What's the plebe? Okay. Wink. You can't wink. Bow. Oh god, we can't even bend all the way. It's like we have fucking arthritis. Claude, just again. It's like our hands either go through each other or not touching. No hug, nod. Oh Jesus, why are arms? Alright, not listening. At this point, I don't even see. Look, I'm spiraling, just like I am in real life. I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling because I don't know what the fuck to do with this shit. Give my final thoughts, but first I'm gonna try to work towards some wigs a little bit, and I'm gonna sit down and probably turn the camera back on if I either get my wig finally or some other shit. Because oh lord. So let's talk about the pros of Numi. For starters, I do like that we can blink. I also like we have toes. Some of the clothes are okay, and honestly, that's where the pros end, honestly. Oh wait, also hairstyles, maybe some of the makeup. Now for everything else. So for starters, face is still giving toddler. I hate how the lips look like this, where the teeth is just gaping out. Some of the clothes need a lot of work. Crop tops could be a little bit better, but at least it's not as bad as it was last time. Short shorts are fine, but if you get the other shorts, you need to pray. Some shoes are fine, and like your sneakers and like your little boots, they're fine. But if you want your riding boots that are tall, they are right here, which is very short compared to when you're wearing pants on. I honestly feel like genuinely that they should have made the proportions better, because the proportions are the main issue. That's why they look weird as fuck. I also think they should have probably changed more shit with adding more body types, making the faces look less toddler-like, and obviously now, as with the horses, the riders should be scaled better on them. The riding animations, don't get me even started. They need Jesus, they need help, they need holy water. I'm not a fan of the rearing animation. This just isn't it for me. It's just too much. Other stuff, this is very buggy, as y'all saw with some of the emotes, they're buggy. Same with the dancing. I don't know what's it's gonna be like when I'm actually like touching this hands-on with editing, but I am completely terrified. If they turn out shittier, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to edit them properly when I actually edit them. I honestly don't know how my hair's gonna look when I edit it, because it just looks like it's gonna be a struggle. As of right now, they're at a 3 out of 10 for me, but it's just, I need to probably look more in depth on them. This will probably be better when I do my in-depth thoughts better, when I have a more clear mind. But you'll know when I probably do my actual in-depth review, where I am more at a more peace of mind, not so flabbergasted. My big issue is, why don't they just wait until they are done? They shouldn't have rushed. They know how they're tech. They know there's a lot of bugs and they should have waited. Another thing also, the idle animations, this is too much. It's like they're constantly moving. It's like I have a fucking Frisian but in human form. I knew this shit was not gonna go well. I knew it! And here we are. I just don't really know how I feel. I'm more so like, I look decent, but at the same time, I feel kind of ugly. Stuck with this body type until they add more, because I just couldn't see myself in any of the body types, not even the ones that even had a somewhat of an ass or boobs. I feel like I'm just picking ones that I can deal with. I'm not really picking ones where I'm like, yes, that's me. I also feel like some makeup could be done better, because this one, we need shading and contour, y'all. We need it real bad. And then also, without makeup, oh lord, that's from hell. That is from hell. It needs help, it needs Jesus, it needs something. Just whatever the fuck they did with the makeup without any makeup. Oh god, we need eyelashes, we need better eyelids, just a lot of shit. We need better hair. It's just a lot is wrong with this. I'm curious what's gonna happen on social media, because I peeked at the comments, and as of right now, it's at like over 1,000, like 1,000.7 I think. But overall, they need a lot of work. Well, I'm stuck like this for a while. I think you can already guess with this update how bad it was on social media. So with that being said, take a look. Now before I continue, let's talk about the social aftermath first before going into my full thoughts and review on the characters themselves. This is probably the biggest uproar I've ever seen in terms of SSO history. It was just really big solely because of not just the results of the updated characters, but also the amount of bugs people found from this update that just made the already existing bugs from other previous months a hell of a lot worse. In terms of if any side really won in this comment wave, honestly, no side really won at all in this. The reason why I'm saying this is because as I went back through this big ass comment wave to refresh what happened, it was mainly people getting shamed for their opinions, people being fat phobic or body shamed, others for wanting a body type in or outside of the game, the usual white knight opinions that we've seen multiple times, and just there was so much more that a lot of people on both sides of either being for or against the new characters were getting hurt, even outside of a comment wave stance.
And I don't know how many times we have to go into this discussion that there should have been more body type representation, but just because your body isn't here does not give you the green light to insult other people's bodies. Like, there are so many things to hate, but I just don't think it gives you the go-ahead to act like a terrible person or just give your opinion in a rude way unwarranted.
Another person, Dark Rider Me, who wanted a skinnier body type in the game, tried contacting SSO to give an opinion like other people would when suggesting ideas for the game. And all she got in return was an employee shaming her for wanting a skinnier body type. What the fuck? Even some people who just wanted to enjoy the characters for who they were got crap for it. It's just ridiculous.
One person said over and over again, oh my gosh, I look like a door. I look like I am a wooden door. Like, I look like a piece of wood. I have no definition whatsoever. So I, of course, stood up and said, hey, people actually have body types like that. Like, that's not okay to say. There's a lot of people who, they look like the character you're on right now. And she said, I don't care, like, they made us all look fat. Certain people didn't teach their kids that saying those things or even thinking those things is just so gross. I'm sorry, but if you see a body type that's different from yours and has like a little bit more like thickness or a little bit more wideness, and you think, oh my gosh, that person is fat, that is not the right mindset to have. I'm sorry. If maybe that's your opinion and maybe that's your viewpoint, but change it, please.
Regardless of whether someone despises them like myself, or if someone genuinely likes the characters, they got hurt in different ways. Some people were also hurt emotionally due to not just the nostalgic factor being gone from the characters, but just not liking the way they look, to the point of either staying away from things like outfit making, photography, or edits, or just straight up go on a break or quit. I think when this update happened in and outside of the game socially has a lot of people torn about how they feel about themselves in the game, but also how it's affected them, especially SSO's track record of saying they're going to do this, but it takes 500 years to do so. It was so bad that on top of the fat phobia and body shaming, some people were just straight up shaming facial features and other character features that weren't Eurocentric, aka shit that's considered white or European, just because they wanted what they considered normal, so to speak.
I feel like they did a good job of adding facial types that many races could identify with. Of course, there's always room for more, but I just think it's really strange that people are asking for normal face types. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look like a white person if you are white, but blatantly just saying you want a normal face type when all these other faces should be considered normal because there's no such thing as a normal face, it just blows my mind.
There's a difference between asking to add more skin tones, hairstyles, body types, and other features for characters in the game versus just being a straight up fat phobic, body shaming, racist bitch. I 100% believe SSO should have added more options for the updated characters. As someone who's just not a fan of the new characters in general, I understand the frustration of not being able to see yourself, but also I feel like it's important to not shit on someone for liking the characters even now. Not everyone's gonna love or hate the same thing, and that's completely fine. In terms of how SSO respond to this, they made a post detailing on the amount of shit revolving around the fat phobia, body shaming, racism, etc. And they had the comments turned off on the post. For once, here I actually applaud them for speaking up on this, because it was getting really bad and it was just like everyone's getting shat on and there was no end to it. However, I feel like there should have been a statement saying stuff like, okay, we should actually start getting actual moderators instead of we're going to improve our chat filter and stuff, because no offense, everyone knows that the chat filter in this game doesn't really do anything in terms of actually protecting people. They should have actual moderators like they had before from the Ambassador series, but with better protection for the mods so they don't get hurt either. A chat filter can only do so much before trying to limit shit to the point it's become unchattable. And that's why there needs to be a proper chat filter and actually have a proper moderation team. Overall, this was a comment wave world war that was so bad, it just started hurting people on both sides to the point SSO had to say something and step in. I think it also just shows how untrustworthy people have become from this game, where it just leaves a lot of people in the community unsure during this time, and some people were just slightly hopeful about the future of the update, but it's right now at a we're not really sure until stuff actually happens. So now I'm gonna go into how this update has affected me personally and what I did to at least somewhat get through the whole majority of it for the most part. So this section is mainly how the new characters affected me in terms of not only how I felt about myself, but how it affected me mainly in terms of editing them. As you all know, I used the characters as the base for editing and doing art on them. And going back on my slides I had on Instagram before the update, I felt like it was going to be difficult to even edit them. Now, I can admit, since the update came out, people are literal gods at editing them. So I was proven wrong. However, there were still people like myself mainly struggling to edit them. To describe how I felt editing them, it felt like I had to go back to square one since I had figured out a style I was really comfortable with, and it felt like whatever I did to the new ones just wasn't cutting it. To describe how that felt, it felt like 1 minute I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is cute, and then the next I was like, this is fucking ugly. The characters themselves in game, with not being able to find stuff that makes me feel me, led to me just personally feeling decent but ugly. And what I mean by that is, in some moments I felt cute, where I felt myself, but there was times where I felt like shit. During this I worked a lot towards getting a bunch of different wigs through the power of selling shit with the rainbow gold, and as for makeup, I did ask one on a makeup and even more wig hunt and search with one of my friends, Jake, aka Ray Lining, and the man helped me find 2 makeups that were already 10 times better than my poor, destroyed, desaturated poop lip contour that was originally natural makeup. During that we found like more buggy wigs as well in this, and also found this big ass location that's totally not gonna be foreshadowing events for July that we're gonna talk about in the July and August combo video. And after a hell of a lot more rainbow mining, getting all the wigs that I wanted, this is the final result. I think after finding new shit, trying outfits that made me feel a little bit better about myself, and playing around with more stuff even in July, it's helped with making myself feel cute in stuff that I wear. I still feel a bit of that feeling decent but ugly feeling, but it's not as bad. But I do think it's important to mention this here since I don't know if others felt the same way that I felt on that level, but if you did, I hope what I said has helped in some sort of way to also relate to how this update affected you since then. So with the first edit I did was this. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. This is like the ugliest edit I've ever done with my tablet. As you can see, I struggled. Buttercup looked cute though. She looks snatched, just not myself. So that was scrapped. And then I tried, you know, resculpting myself, you know, try to give myself proportions that I want and shit. That shit didn't work. I was originally gonna do like a post thing, but then I was like, no, this is just a mess again. This is going to the trash bin. And at this point, I honestly think them dead on is just a no-go as of right now. Cause if you do them dead on like this, they just stare at you just menacingly. They need emotion really bad. This could also just be like a problem with me on editing them, or it's just the way the characters are and it's the problem on the characters, but it's just like, the more I try to edit them like this, I just feel like the eyes got more bigger and lifeless. I struggled a lot on my own hair as well, because I'm not really the best at drawing curly hair like this, which I really want to improve on this kind of curl for future hair editing stuff. But Jesus Christ, every time I try to attempt going with trying to make the same shape over and over, it just felt like I was like, fuck it, this is too fucking hard. I kept scrapping it like I think a total of like 3 times. That's how bad it was. Then I decided to try them from a different angle, and lo and behold, this fucking worked brilliantly. I actually like this a lot. The hair was easier to do, and the face didn't feel like it was soulless or looking too old as fuck whenever I tried to shade or anything. And after figuring that out, it re-sparked my interest to make edits again. Because for a moment, it made me stay away from doing actual edits because I felt genuinely lost on how the fuck to edit them. And I think with making changes with makeup and hair helped a whole lot, instead of hoping and praying that whatever attempt I was doing with certain stuff worked. So to those who are still struggling with figuring out how to feel pretty, handsome, cute, or just feel good with the new characters, I highly recommend exploring a lot with different hairstyles, outfits, and makeup. As for someone that's struggling with the art editing side with them, it's a lot of experimentation and practicing, so as long as you keep at it with exploring different ways to edit them and stuff, it'll eventually come into fruition sooner or later. And as for those on a nostalgia part and feeling like you lost a literal friend, yes, there's the normal time to make new memories with the new character part. But I think in terms of properly getting used to them is finding the closest things to yourself that not only make you feel like the person you used to look and feel like you, but also in a way make it feel like the old character you had before is still there with you. Even though they're not physically there, they're still there cheering you on from your memory somewhere. I think since for some it feels like a literal grieving funeral, while the latter is just feeling lost. It just takes a lot of time to really heal from it, and that's completely fine. It's okay to still miss the old characters. It just takes a lot of time to really be able to take in full stride and start making memories with the new one. So take your time. This also doesn't excuse my thoughts on the characters themselves, by the way, but before I go into my usual proper, formal, not unhinged review of the characters, I want to say this to all of you. Regardless of whether you hate or like the characters, know that no matter what, you're beautiful or handsome inside and out. I hope to those that don't feel like themselves, know they're loved no matter what. And for those that were able to see themselves, know that they're also valid and loved for expressing themselves. So please remember, your body matters. And regardless of how small or big you are, you're just as special as anyone else. So now the part where I review this whole update. As always, let's go into the pros. First off, I applaud them for adding more skin tones, hair colors, face types, and eyebrows. This is a huge improvement from before, so good job. Next, I love that we can get hairstyles for Jorvik shillings. It makes things more accessible, even though it's still expensive as fuck. It's at least a little bit more better than using everything on star coins, and I'm glad that the prices are more balanced than they were before, because before, brown was the most expensive color for no reason, so I'm glad that now it's just based on the style and not the color. But whoever made some of these 10k max healings, they need a ass whooping, I'm sorry. Next, I like the ability to have different colored eyebrows and no eyebrows. I also love that we can finally blink, which makes it fun to get glare looking pictures at some angles. Finally, there are some clothes that actually still look good, like the riding long sleeve vest, some competition gear, etc. Since the live reaction, some of the stuff in there that I was either disgusted on grew on me since then, like some shirts and long sleeve shirts and some other clothes depending on how they're used when experimenting with outfits. Now into the cons, which as expected, this is going to be a lot. This was a wreck of an update, so just be prepared for the long list. First off, despite there being 6 more body types, it's very limiting as I stated in the past. It feels like they only used one body type and increased in different ways, and I feel like had they taken the time to add different body types that are in different shapes, along with taking the time to have both feminine and masculine options, it wouldn't have felt very limited. None of the body types didn't really fit me, so I just went with number 1 since it was the most adaptable for me. This is where I wish they add sliders, because this would improve customization a lot more, and it would have more creativity when it comes to making yourself or a different character. Next, a criticism I have on the skin tones is I think there should be more, since some people have asked for more paler ones, and I also feel like there could be more shades of different ranges in the colors we got. The shade range in the concept art was a lot bigger in my opinion than the one we ended up getting, and in that one I could pick my skin tone directly. Hopefully they add more. Another issue on the skin tones is that the color palette circles still don't match, as I mentioned last time. The color palette circle had my skin tone more than the actual colors shown. I honestly felt like they should have been more accurate in the color palette circle personally, but unfortunately a lot of games do this, so you SSO. Next, some of the updated hairstyles, textures, or the style itself got fucked up parts on some areas. Now these are still workable, however in terms of comparison to how it looked prior, they look fucked up in some reasons. For example, people that got the spiky hair ended up with Justin Bieber hair. Some hairstyles just have blunt cuts or weird ends, such as the bangs on this ponytail or the way the ponytail at the tip of this one on the shaggy ponytail. And then there's some hairstyles, such as the very long straight hair, that have barely any volume at the top. However, this is actually ended up growing on me after playing around with it, but even then, I feel like the hairstyles could have been done better. I also think they should have had more colors available, because my actual hair color is only on this short ass wig.
Damn, what is that, bro?
I would kill for literally more or longer hairs with this color, like please. Please. Next, the model themselves are still unproportionate, with the boots scaled smaller, the upper body being bigger, and the lower body being smaller. And of course, our face proportions are off as well, given the taller look. Especially this gap open baby alive mouth.
Do I look?
I still despise this even now. Just why? Another thing that I noticed with this is that also the hands just look claw-like, like they just don't relax. And because of some of the textures of older clothes and even some new clothes, specifically on the gloves, the textures are fucked up. It just feels like the way they retrofitted them was they just stretched them, but not really fit them. Next, the animations, and we got a long list of issues that I have with them. So first off, the idle and the on-foot ones. As stated in the past, I would be fine with these poses as emotes that we could pick, but they move way too damn much.
Oh my god!
What's funny is, the only time they close their mouth is during some of the idle animations on foot. In terms of genuine emotion, the only time we really show emotion is when we're doing the petting animation, which can look cute at times, but depending on the timing, it just looks creepy as fuck.
He needs some milk!
And lastly, with the on-foot ones, we still have the Daphne run. We're basically just stuck with this, as well as this really extra walk. It could have been better, but it suffices for now. Next, the riding animations. From what I've seen and what others have pointed out, I think after the walk and trot, maybe the canter, is when you start seeing the issues in how our character looks. For starters, I feel like the gallop position just looks stiff, and the positioning of the hands compared to the pictures I've shown are slightly off. But also Also, she just looks like she's gonna fall off in 2.5 seconds. Then, the godforsaken jump. The arm should be more closer, and the body should lean a bit more. And a lot of people pointed this out, especially during the Ambassador Game Master Early Access period, that this is a huge issue. I guarantee you, if you jump like this in real life, like in SSO, you are going to break your arms or fall off or something. And then next, there's the rear. I know some people said they like it, but I'm just personally not a fan. It just looks like a rowing boat to me. I just feel like she should hang on a little more and then she'd be fine. Finally, the hard stuff. We look like those car test dummies because of the way the arms flail out. Whoever worked on these riding animations, y'all need to go look at how people ride a horse again, because this is ridiculous. And then finally, out of this whole pool, the emotes. Now, they did say it had the old animations, but y'all, come on. I understand you still had old animations, but at least make them not buggy as fuck, cause 1 minute you had me screaming like a seagull banshee because of seeing the way my wrist looks like a contorted lasagna piece that's about to fall off my arm, and then in another, the dancing, we just look like we got no motion in our body cause we look so stiff. And as for the lying down and holding items part, we don't even hold the items, we still phase through the blanket. If they had taken the time to finish the animations on them, they would look 100 times better. Instead, we got this as a result. Next, we're not skilled properly on horses compared to the old characters. The old characters didn't really have this issue because for the most part, we looked fine on every single horse. Nobody looked odd on the horse. Whereas the new ones, it reminds me a lot of when you take your Barbie dolls and try to have them ride a model horse.
Boy, if you don't...
That's what it looked like. And when I mean like the scaling of the characters, I'm talking about the general size of how we are placed on them, not the body types. This also sparked the stirrup issue, and it just made it a lot worse. And it didn't help that it stretched them really bad from animations. I think they genuinely did one horse when working on the animations, and then copy-pasted them on every breed. And I feel like they should have taken the time to individually scale them and animate them properly so that we don't look weird as fuck. Next, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, we don't really match the NPCs. The NPCs look a hell of a lot better in terms of detail than the new characters, and this visually shows when you compare the muscular body type that we got versus Krusty Sabine's muscles.
What the heck?
The muscles we got just feel more stretched out with barely any shading and not actual molded muscles with the proper shading. The only shading really on them is really the actual model itself, to be honest. Which again makes me question on the people working on this, what happened behind the scenes and how rushed this was. And finally, this was buggy as fuck. This whole update just had bugs everywhere. I genuinely want to know how SSO you went in with this with good conscience that
yeah, they can handle the bugs in this.
He's out here looking, look.
This was just messy. Now let's go into the poll I made for the characters. Just like the previous polls in regards to character stuff like the beta test and the character maker, the free responses are kept anonymous. The first question I asked, were there any expectations about the new characters? And the responses were as followed. Hope they're more diverse, looked more defined, lots of bugs, lag, horrible, have better animations, less lag, can actually get into the game, a dumpster fire in global chat, a lot of backlash, shitty animations, low expectations, hope promises were made, hope the feedback was applied accordingly, looked like an actual young adult, hoped improvements were made, hoped they were tolerable, and just overall hoped it was finished and it wasn't a mess. Second question I asked, out of curiosity, did you end up using your free change on your character? Meaning once you saw what you were set default wise, did you go back and make any changes? And 89% said yes and 11% said no. And as a sub question, I asked, for those that used their free change, what changes did they make? And the responses responses were that people mainly changed the body type, the eyebrows, and the face to look the closest to themselves. Some people only had to change just a few options, and some people had to change practically everything. I also think the reason why the body type, eyebrows, and face being the main ones to change was solely just because the default options, it just didn't work out well for a lot of people. And then the body types can honestly be either you had your body type or something close to it, or you just didn't have a body type and ended up picking one that was adaptable like myself. Some could be said for faces, but it also just depended on which face looked good for certain people as well. Third question, what body type did you pick? 81% picked the first body type, 11% picked the second and third body type, and 7% picked the plus size body types. This I wasn't really surprised about because it also reflected in game, since I saw a lot of people with the first body type and not a lot of people with plus sizes as well, so I wasn't really surprised. Outside of the game though, I feel like I saw more variety in terms of body types there, just not as much in game sadly, personally, from what I have seen. As a sub question I asked, why did you pick that body type? And these were the responses in an overall list, since a lot of the responses are similar, and if I individually read all of these out, we would be here all day. It's the closest one to what I have in real life. It's the only one that's close to being masculine. Most horse games don't have plus size options, so this was the closest I was being represented. It's the most accurate, but I want boobs, curves, and an ass. I can't find my body type because the others look off to me. It makes my character look better. I was originally gonna pick a different body type, but it ended up not looking good to me, so I went with the first one. And lastly, it was the closest to mine, but the old character's body type was the most accurate to mine in real life. I do like to address something before I move on to the next question, and it's that some people did say that they felt too fat in the current body types, and I'm attributing to that as potentially just either they just don't feel like themselves, and that's completely fine. However, there was unfortunately some responses where people said that some body types are either too skinny or too fat, and I would like to say this, for the future when it comes to my polls, y'all, please make sure to still be respectful in your responses. I completely understand with still trying to express your opinion, but just don't be an ass when it comes to stuff like this, especially since this is very controversial for the part of the topic at hand. And I also like to add here, I think it's important to have all kinds of body types in different shapes, sizes, etc. And there's honestly people that are more skinny or plus size than what we got in game. In terms of people's bodies and whether or not they're deemed as healthy, which I'm not going to really go deep on, it honestly depends on the person, and I've seen the whole thing a lot in comment waves as well, where people who ask for more skinnier body types or they just want to add more body types get the common argument from someone saying that it's anorexic or it's quote-unquote too skinny. And this goes to the same with people that wanted plus sizes as well, where they experienced fatphobic remarks as well. Both of these mainly link to the body fat phobia issue that I mentioned before, where we've seen a lot from this update, so I think it's once again important to mention, please don't body shame, get fatphobic, racist, or any other shit to anyone when it comes to wanting their body type or loving their own body type that's in the game. Also, if any of what I said was handled poorly, I apologize, since this was also a little hard to actually figure out how to say and type out for this part in particular with my thoughts. But overall, I just think it's important to be respectful and not shame someone for wanting more options and not shame someone for loving their body in and outside of the game. I just find that entirely disrespectful, so please don't be disrespectful, y'all. Okay, with that out of the way, let's just go move on to the rest of the poll. Fourth question, what's something you like about the new characters? And overall, people like the hair, the more eye color options, more facial features to choose from, some animations like the smile when doing the penning animation, liked the run, the graphic style, some of the makeups, being able to blink, more range of body types than before, and there's more diversity and variety. Fifth question, now what's something you hate about the new characters? And responses overall said the lack of animations, lack of curves, the run, how frequent the eye animations are, they're rushed as fuck, they're disproportionate, there's no freckles, the way some clothes fit are off, the legs feel shorter, there should have been more body types, lack of options in some categories, the eyes are too big, the lack of emotion, the lag, the strap issue, the way the tag fits, the riding positions, especially the jump, hate how you can't separately choose facial features on the faces, how there wasn't anything nothing new with the emotes besides being broken as fuck, how they're floating bareback, they're way too big on horses, some animations look awkward, they're really unfinished, the clipping of the textures, and even for some, just everything. 6th question, which was another out of curiosity question, how do you feel when looking at your character now in games? And overall the responses mainly varied from either feeling pretty, disgusted, bittersweet, surprised, a bit more at peace, disappointed, uncomfortable, sad, happy, a lot of mixed emotions, regrets on spending money on the game, not feeling like you see yourself, it's not yourself, it needs a lot of improvement, not sure, unsatisfied, weird, miss the old characters, dysphoric, neutral, strange, cried, feel like you're twice as big, don't like them, don't feel pretty, shocked, hopeless, distraught, excited, angry, overwhelmed, doesn't feel like yourself, and just feel icky. When I went back and read these again, it honestly made me feel really sad because I couldn't relate to a lot of these feelings myself, since I mentioned I felt decent but ugly. And again, to those that mainly felt negatively, whether in regards to how they feel about the way they look in terms of nostalgia or just the look in general being gone, I'm really sorry, especially with if you struggled with this in real life, especially the dysphoria part. I hope to those who sent this in that you were able to feel better about yourself and know your worth when it comes to appearances. And I also just want to say again, regardless if you were able to find your body type or not, you're all beautiful and handsome. We all deserve to be able to at least look like ourselves in our appearance, gender, body type, etc. All of us may be vastly different, but we all deserve to not only be able to look like ourselves, but feel good about ourselves. This then links up to our 7th question, where I asked, did you feel like any of these emotions from the character update? And the results were that 42% felt decent or okay, 21% felt ugly / disgusting, 19% felt pretty or handsome, and 18% felt nothing. When comparing the more negative emotions to the more positive ones, I think it really shows how mixed people have felt about the new characters, and regardless of if you like them or not, I do feel like in a way the updated characters just has taken a toll on a lot of people since then. 8th question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the characters in game? And the majority of people said were a lot of 6s, 4s, 2s, and 5s. There were some 1s, 3s, 8s, and 7s, but there were very few to no 9s and 10s. It fits with the overall mixed responses to the characters in general, because graphically it's an improvement, but it still has a lot of issues. 9th question I asked, do you prefer the old or new characters? And I also add a none of them option as well, just to see. And 47% preferred the old ones, 31% preferred the new ones, and 22% preferred none of them. As a sub question, I asked those who preferred the old ones, I asked why, and the responses were they were cuter, it had nostalgia, had a certain beauty to them, proportions were better, it looked like the OG concept art style, they felt more like yourself, they had your body type, felt good in them, looked pretty, they weren't looking like toddlers, they looked their age, loved the eyes, they weren't buggy as fuck, better faces, and they fit the game better. Then I asked the people who preferred the new characters the same thing and asked why. The responses were that they had more options, they were graphically better, they had a little more emotion, we were able to blink, we could smile, they're more up to date, they had more customization, there were more possibilities, the change was needed, they fit the world, they look cute, they had newer animation, and it represents more people. What I find interesting from both of these is that people mention on both sides they both fit the game, which makes me wonder how quickly the ones we have now would get outdated, since even though it's a cartoony like style, there's games going farther graphically. And I think with the difference in responses mainly has to do with how you feel in them as of right now, and it's now a mixture of feeling pretty or handsome, or you don't feel pretty or handsome. 10th question. Y'all, I'm almost there, I swear. What improvements should be made on the characters? And the responses were that overall people asked to add more body types, both feminine and masculine ones, more customization, fix the animations, which includes the run, riding ones, idle ones, etc., fix the proportions of the body types, add freckles, adjust the eyes to not look so big, fine-tune a lot of details, have the ability to separately choose features, add height, have actual human anatomy, better eyelashes, have actual different body shapes such as heart, hourglass, etc., add more face shapes, have body types like the NPCs, have better shading, fix the bugs, have better textures, have the ability to choose a voice type, need to have the hair and skin in 4080p, make us actually smile that's natural, let us add scars, have actual diversity, have gender neutral options, add sliders, and fix the damn stirrup feet. 11th question I asked, what SSO should have done instead? And people overall said they should have been postponed, have more time to properly fix them, add more stuff, have more beta tests with a bigger pool of people from all sides of the community, not a small ass sample like before, more, properly listen to everybody about the characters, have a high scale, don't release it until it's finished, take the constructive criticism, and actually apply the feedback. Second to last question, do you like the new characters? And surprisingly, 40% said I don't know, 31% said yes, and 29% said no. Finally, the last damn question! I then asked if anyone was planning to quit because of the characters, and 58% said no, 27% said I don't know, and 15% said yes. It's just a very much rough split. So it's just, again, it was very mixed, and it's now just a limbo of hoping to God SSO doesn't fuck up the improvements. So with all of that in mind, after reviewing much of how I felt and how I explored them, I give this update a 2.5 out of 10.
Electric chair.
This needed to bake more in the oven, and it shows. Now let's go into my final thoughts on this whole debacle. After years of broken promises on this update coming out, it finally came out and followed through on it being released. However, it didn't follow through on a lot of the promises people asked for when they're released. Because of this, the trust between SSO for a lot of people and the community, it's at an all-time low. And as the updates progress further, it's left a lot of us questioning if anything, especially after the huge uproar it had, will they actually fix them? Will they make them feel more well-defined? Will they ever live to the expectations of how the old characters made a lot of people feel? That's up to SSO and their decisions. The ball's in their court, and all we can do is hope they properly listen and take the time to readjust and improve them to the fullest. Oh my god, I'm finally done talking about this topic. Oh my god, y'all need to understand this has been fucking burdening me for like months with getting the data for this shit. Hallelujah. I can move on. Shit. This was so big in itself that I had to cover this like I was covering some historical war.
Campbell argues in this section the world naval that the effect of a successful adventure of the hero is unlocking and releasing. Campbell argues in this section, the world naval, that the effect of a successful adventure.
So with that out of the way, let's quickly talk about the non-character and Rainbow Festival shit. Besides the two main things of this month, they retired the Gen 2 American Paint horses and Gen 2 Appaloozas, so here's the moment of respect for now the whole entire loss of the first Gen 2 horse model. Thank you. Then Campos and Talina have returned to Jorvik. They added role-playing props in Mistfall, updated the Firegrove Vacation House, added this dino pit I mentioned earlier, updated the Firegrove Mine, updated the Bear Cave, had a new race with Luis again, and finally showed spurs of the Gen 3 Mustangs, which we'll talk about them more in the August-July video. And that's it for all the in-game shit that's happening this month. Alright, so now we're moving on to the bugs of June. Because it was so bad, it broke a shit ton of shit. So without further ado, let's move on to the bugs. So we're gonna split this into two parts. Bugs from the Rainbow Festival and bugs that came in from the character update. This was generally just a broken month, so we're gonna cover it like this. So let's start off with the Rainbow Festival related bugs. As we learned from when I gave the review on the Rainbow Festival, this had a shit ton of bugs. Somehow, only a few were fixed during this, because some of these just had a temporary fix. For starters, for a few weeks until the character update, the ability to jump with the fucking 0 key broke. This is also where the bug with dismounting with the X key started to not work properly. You know your game is broken once the hotkeys start to break, y'all. To also describe how the X key worked, the X key was acting like when you had a broken phone charger that you had to jiggle around and hope to God it charges. That's how it actually worked. Next, the godforsaken floating rainbow gold pits have returned once again in the Dew Farm in Epona. And you can only get maybe 1 or 2 pits of gold for the first 2 weeks.
I remember thinking,
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
And how did SSO fix this? They added more spots, of course, but it left about 3 still broken or gone, and then broke another good section of the Valedale Lake pits, so this just wasn't properly fixed at all. As for Cloud Kingdom bugs, there was actually bugs with the quests themselves when, after you find Micah's lost shit, it wouldn't register saying, hey, you found all her shit and get the gold piece. So they had to fix that. There was also a bug that I experienced where Pika would disappear, but still technically work, just he wouldn't be on my head. The textures in the Cloud King were also fucked. When the color came in, it was just a mess. The wings would be gone in some places. There's also bugs where you just randomly fall through the floor. It was just very broken, and that's why I gave the optimization for this event such a low score as a result.
And bro, fix your game, bro. Fix your game!
Now onto the rest of the bugs from the character update, which doesn't make things any better. Besides the ones who saw me turn to a banshee, we're gonna first talk about 2 bugs I discovered when I watched one of my friends, Melly, aka Amelia Dreambill, react to the characters on an Insta livestream, and she was also kind enough to let me take screenshots of bugs that she was experiencing. However, for some bugs, I had to go back and look for footage because my dumbass either accidentally deleted the footage of the bugs that I ended up going in and finding, or I just couldn't trigger them. So this is the result. For starters, if you go into the shower of your home stable and do all the grooming animations in there, the fucking shower hose, the sponge, and the brush stick to your hand.
Where the ambulance? Why the man body still right there? Ain't supposed to be laying there. Call the damn ambulance!
That wasn't all though, y'all, because this object sticking bug just got worse. If you had decided you wanted to go fishing that day, the damn fishing pole is stuck to your waist. Okay, y'all, this is a PSA. Oh! Don't go fishing! Oh my god, no! Well, if you wanted a whipping game and you wanted to do a correction whip, you could just go fishing and have it stuck to your wrist! If you had crushed with it, you just look like a damn assassin. But if you try to mine gold with it, now it just looks like you're trying to conduct a piece of shit on the flow. So with remembering the bug Mel experienced and the fishing pole bug that I found, I decided to see if I could make a collage of items stick to me. Alright y'all, if you were wondering if you could stack items.
What is that?
So that I know is that.
Oh Lord Jesus! Oh Jesus! Get the water, nigga!
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
The way I found 2 more bugs at once, y'all. Thrusting, working, my poor horse getting stuck. Just this game was a mess, bro. It was a mess. The other bug I found out from Melly was that the gates on the Appaloozas and Arabians broke. The Appaloozas would T-pose every time you did a hard stop, and the Arabians' legs went from smooth like butter to jiggling like engine pistons. Later on, I found out in a Miyatosa video that not only the Appaloozas and Arabians broke, but also the Lusitanos gates, the Irish Cobb gates, and the Gen 3 Crackhead Frisians jump, even though the Gen 3 Crackhead Frisian was already broken as fuck anyway. SSO confirmed this was actually a bug and not changing without asking thing again, so they went back and fixed it, thankfully. Now with those 2 out of the way, here's a list of some of the rest of the bugs from the character update since being put into the game. You got yellow skies from whenever you leave Tailtop, Redwoods, or the gas alleyway in Yerlaheim. We hold hay when we crash it. The floating baby heads are still here. Our legs can break shuffle. We can look like we're falling off the shitty rear position. Our legs can break from any damn time. We can vault on our horses, stick our tongue out at random, broken textures, slide like Michael Jackson when you hit the escape menu while running, a lot of crashing, levitation, biotype switching, and a shit ton more. So to commemorate this even more buggier period that was June, here's a montage before we go on to our final section of the video.
He needs some milk.
Game, bro. Fix your game.
You weird, buddy. You're weird.
This last section, we're gonna cover an update on the SSO shit candles and an article in regards to SSO's state of employees. For starters, the candles finally got the scent supposedly finalized. For a refresher, SSO decided they're gonna make an AI generated candle with the company No Ordinary Scent, which after looking into the company they're working with, they also do perfumes as well, and it's expensive as fuck. In this video update, we're back at the damn lab to start going over the pictures from the Instagram posts and the hashtag SSO Candle.
The most important idea is of course in the middle. Electric chair. We also have all of your contributions. The words you picked, the pictures.
Dear God, this chart of nastiness. Who thought this was okay? A thing I forgot to mention in the last video is that they have a quote-unquote expert panel. And by expert panel, I mean they basically brought some random equestrian people I've never heard of to test the smell. They then got the individual smells and rated them on what smelled the best. And after that, it said that a few scents were picked for the overall candle and mixed it with the base from the last video.
Okay, let's go.
Help me! Help me!
Oh my god. Wow. This is a horse.
This is a horse. We have the set.
This is a
Y'all are going to jail! Get over here!
Y'all, I'm telling you right now, this shit's gonna smell so nasty. It's gonna smell so nasty. Literally all four of their reactions, it's just giving off the stank smell of this isn't gonna smell good in a candle. They said they'll let us know more about the damn candle once the scientists, if you can even call them scientists for using AI to fucking generate a candle, and No Ordinary Scent to do their AI magic on the candle. And how do you think everybody reacted to this, y'all? The same way as last time. Since then, no updates on the candles have occurred, and I honestly think it's because of how it smelled so shitty. It's not worth the funds anymore unless they're gonna genuinely take a long ass time on an AI generated candle. I just honestly feel like when this abomination comes out, it's gonna be the nastiest damn thing that's ever plagued this earth. Literally, we're just gonna get some sort of virus from this candle. Might as well just call it the SSO virus because that's what it came from. Finally, we have an article on the SSE site talking about making some organizational changes. Because of the union negotiations and decreasing revenue with the company, 15% of the employees have been laid off from the company. This has a lot of people concerned about the state of SSO since last year they had to inflate the prices of everything higher, which led to lifetime here in the US being $80. I can 100% understand the financial situation can be at an all-time high with this, but at the same time I feel like SSO is just making shit way too high as it is. I guarantee you if this shit wasn't too expensive, people would buy a lot more. Another thing that's attributed to revenue going down is probably a mixture of losing the community's trust and investing money too much into shit that doesn't benefit the game, like the shit candles. I also think they spread themselves too thin, especially since this could also link to how SSO stopped Wildsong, the comics, and the Soulrider books, but to an extent we don't know much on SSO's finances, so it's really up to speculation. Then the CEO Johan Schilberg makes a statement saying how it was a difficult decision to make with the new market and states that he believes SSE will have a bright future of making games the community adores. The problem I have with this statement is that it comes off a bit as tone deaf. The reason why I'm saying this, I think everyone and their mom knows, regardless if you're a white knight or not, knows that SSO's relationship with the community is heavily damaged, especially since the character update. It's just gonna take a lot more than lowering prices and doing some updates to get people to trust SSO again. At most, you're gonna need to actually apply feedback, follow through broken promises, probably do updates people want, and a hell of a lot more, because as of right now, a lot of people just don't trust SSO. Overall, with this section, as I mentioned last time and in the video I did with Melly aka Amelia Dreambow, I think the candles are supposed to act as a go all in chance to get more money. The problem is it's so absurd, it just doesn't fit with the game in terms of merch. On top of that, with this news of 15% employees getting laid off, it raises a lot more concerns on how SSO handles their finances and employees, and it also just raises the question if SSO's financial decisions had led them to this such low revenue state. Y'all, we fucking made it. We made it to the end of talking about Doom. that's the end of June and this big ass mid-season finale that for some reason took too long to complete. Since the new characters have been here now, I want to say that I do have other videos that still have old me in them, and in case if you weren't aware, here's a list of what videos will have old me so that you don't get shocked unless if you have already seen other times I announced it, but if not, here's the list anyway. After those videos, it's just gonna be new me, so old me ain't gonna be here after all of that done. After this video is up, you'll start seeing new visuals either in different areas or new shit that's gonna be up later on. Anyways, y'all, I want to thank you all for sitting through this long ass video and hanging in there with this mid-season finale, and also for being really patient on me covering this stuff in June. I am behind, which is why I'm combining July and August into one video, since I don't think it would hinder them into making it a colossal amount again. But if it does, oh well, I'm just cursed with getting long ass videos for some reason, but here we are. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I can't wait to continue doing more stuff with big ass projects that I have in store, since now this has completely got off my shoulders and I can focus on more stuff now. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!